look down. Look. Hey guys, I don't know. So, oh my god, look, this eyelashes looks crazy. I want to put it down, but obviously it has its own conscience. Recently I have been, like unlisting a lot of my old videos. I feel like I really starting to evolve as an artist, and I really want to create new content for you guys. And today I'm just going to talk a bit about my experience, and also my advice. If you guys just started to become an artist, if you just started singing, if you just started making YouTube videos, if you just started drawings and everything, dancing, as long as it's creative. Actually, I started learning drawing ever since I was a kid, because both of my parents are artists, and they has been teaching me how to draw since very little. Really multifaceted. When I don't give a fuck about something, I put no fucking time into it. That's how I become like sometimes so bad at certain subject, exam, and test, because I don't care about it. I don't see a point of why I should use it. That's why I don't ever put any time into it. That's why I always fail at math. Well, I always wanted to be an artist, to be a pop star ever since I was a kid. So what I have been focusing on growing up is only English and art and music. That's the only thing I care about. That's the only thing I'm doing right now until nowadays. But back in the school days, my grade was low-key bad because I don't really care about math, and I care about science, but I don't really study hard for that. So I'm a Gemini, so I only care about the things I'm good at. I only care about the things that I'm interested in. And this part of me didn't change. So my mom was like, all right, you're gonna fail if you just go to any high school in my city. So my parents, they're artists. They sent me to this very competitive art high school. I was training for a year, then eventually I got accepted. Very competitive, but from that 4 year of this art high school, it really taught me a lot of things about creations. This school is not just a place you can learn drawings. Celebrities in my country came from that school. People graduated from the school, they become, actors, they become singers, a lot of different roles as an artist. So it's really not just about fine arts. Art is something that my parents does. It's not really my interest, like I'm a kid that I love singing so much. Like for real, I love singing so much as a kid. 1,000 cover on this cover app, but I just never didn't really post any of it. And because I was so interested, when I was preparing for, applying for universities, to me, I don't want to go to university. I don't see a point why, like, if you want to be a pop star, why you should go to a university. But the thing is, I was doing a lot of covers every single day, like 5 or 8 covers even, like so many different versions. Every day I would just do covers, and doing covers is something that I just love so much. I love singing. I love to recreate a song. I love to learn it. Such an interesting part. But when I tell my mom I want to like go to a music university, she said no. And she said, oh, if you want to learn music, you should start early. Like, you should start when you're like 10 years old. You're too old for that. And she also said, oh, you're too old to become an idol. You're too old to become a trainee. You're too old to do everything. She would tell me it's too old to start over. But for me, it's like, I literally don't see time as something that is important, because for me, music is something that I would love to do for the rest of my life. So I don't think now it's too late for me to start producing my own music. It's not too late for me to do anything, honestly. I'm only in my 20s. I'm only in my early 20s. And I'm at my prime. And I should do the things that I love. I don't think it's too late for you to start anything. Especially if right now you're also in your, like 20, if you're a teenager, then good. Like, it's the perfect time for you to start things. And it's never too late. No, it's not too late. I entered my university. I realized this is not what I want really soon. That's why I started my YouTube channel. But at the same time, I was like doing subliminals. I was collecting, old montage from movies, from celebrities, and I would add music and add affirmation under it. It sort of become my outlet of my creativity. Whenever I have an idea, I would just, go on Pinterest and do my research, just do it. But now the reason why I stopped is not because I no longer believe in subliminal. Subliminal definitely work, and I got like really amazing result from subliminal. I just don't really have time to work on something that doesn't make me a pop star. That's how I function right now. Something, for example, going to a university, for example, going for this job, when you pick your makeup, when you pick your outfit, everything. Before you do something, you really need to think, does that serve my purpose? It's just not really worth putting hours into it when I could have done something even more significant. You don't really have a lot of time on this earth, and you really need to think about it before you do something. Is this worth it? Does that help me to get to where I want to be? That's how you need to ask yourself. And like I told you guys, I went to France for 1.5 years to learn animation, because learning animation is a lot of creativity involved. You get to design, you get to tell the story, you get to be your own director, be the own artist. When you create a short film, when you create a short film for yourself, it's really like a creativity. It's really you trying to express yourself as an artist. But the reason why I coming back to my country is not because I don't love animation or because I made a mistake. I don't think I made a mistake. Because, you know, learning a skill set was never really a mistake. You cannot make mistake by learning new things. You only gonna make mistake by fully like devote yourself into something that is not your wildest dream. If you like me, that's because we have the same vision, right? For years, I have been asked, I was begging my mom, I want to be a singer, please, I want to be a singer, and she would tell me no. But I was just a teenager. I don't understand why I need to ask her permission to become a YouTuber. Why should I ask her permission to be a singer? I literally don't have to, because I don't need her to pay me for anything. I just need to open my phone and record like this one, and so do you. Unless you need to buy an instrument. But what I've been realizing the most is like, when you just show up as the rock star that you are, when you show up as the highest version of yourself, your environment will change for you. So stop asking permission. You don't need anyone's permission. You just show up as the rock star that you are. No matter what obstacles in front of you, it will solve itself. You just need to persist in it. Listen, my mom for years, she always said, no. Every time I ask for something, her first reaction is always no. And I don't really understand why. For example, when I told her, I want to see a concert, she said no. I want to go to France, she said no. I want to, like just travel in other places, she said no. I told her I want to dye my hair brown, she said no. And for years, I always thought I have to ask her permission, but I don't have to. And I have been doing all of this behind her back. I went to the concert behind her back. I went to travel behind her back. And she doesn't need to know it. I started this YouTube channel behind her back. I started to record all the covers. I started to produce my own music behind her back. And you don't need anyone's outside validation and permission to be who you really want to be. Not your mom. Not YouTube algorithm. Listen, I have been flopping for so long now. You put hours into editing and filming and you just don't see any result. I totally understand that. You just really need to ask yourself, if nobody fuck with it, did I fully express myself in that videos? Does those videos really mean things to me? Those covers, those songs I sing, they are really meaningful for me. At least to me, they are extremely meaningful. They are my favorite songs, and I really sing those songs with my emotions, with my feelings into it. It's something that I want to express. It's my feelings. They are genuine. Like, although I didn't wrote this music, they're very genuine. And as long as it has meaning to you, you're not flopping. And you cannot let the algorithm to control you by telling you, oh, you flopped, nobody cares. One day people will care. If you don't even care about your work yourself, how are you going to make other people to resonate with it? You need to at least be really specific. Your artwork should be personal and specific. It should be an expression of your true feelings. If your artwork is not personal, how are you going to allow those who had the same experience to relate to your work? Priceless, because it's personal and nobody can replace that personal thing for you. I was crying. I was like, because she keep asking me to apply for another master. For me, I know exactly what I want. I always know exactly what I want. And for years, I have been avoiding the things that I truly want. I have been telling myself, no, it's not realistic, no, it's this, no, it's that. But this time, it's like my mindset has been evolving so much, I just cannot go back. Once I'm starting to live this new identity, I just really cannot go back to it. That's why I told my mom, no, I really don't have other time to do for tasks, to focus on, you know, like, I don't know, sculpture. I'm not interested in that. She said, but a lot of people want that opportunity and you can just easily get it. I was like, so what? Like, I don't care about other people's desire. I don't really care about what they want. I only care about what I want. And I know a lot of you are going to make fun of me here, but I don't care, you know, because this is my life. I just will continue to be who I really am, no matter what outside show me. I know 3D doesn't matter. I am that fucking bitch. I know that. I don't really care what you tell me. And when she told me, Julia, a lot of people want that opportunity, you can easily have it, but you don't want it. You know how lucky you are? I said no. No, like if I can easily have something that I don't want, how can you call it lucky? Why? Just because other people want this position, why should I want it? You know, you only live once. You guys, my biggest realization this year, you know what? My biggest realization this year is that you only live once. Just crave something. You crave something so bad. You know who you are, but it's just really haven't catching up yet. You are showing up as the version of yourself that you want to become. A lot of people, when you becoming an artist, a lot of people are gonna say, oh good, you have this good hobby, nice, but you're just gonna, you cannot take it as a hobby. If you just see it as a hobby, then you're never gonna be successful in that. You cannot treat it as a hobby, you need to treat it as a profession. Stop allowing other people to tell you, oh wow, you know how to draw, wow, you have such a good hobby. You tell them, bitch, no, that's not, I'm a fucking artist, take me seriously. Sorry. I don't know why this little robot is moving around. It moved because my head is moving, but it doesn't matter. You guys need to take yourself seriously. And not only when you're introducing yourself to other people. Met this old guy and he said, oh, are you an actress? Are you a celebrity? And I told him, oh, I'm not an actress, I'm a singer. And he was like, wow, but I'm not lying though. I don't. Okay, so I met this old guy at the airport and he asked, oh, are you a celebrity? Are you an actress? I said, no, I'm a singer. And that is not lying, you guys. That is just simply introducing myself to other people. And I didn't tell him I am a celebrity. Me as the highest version of myself, I was just confidently saying, yes, like, I'm not an actress, I'm a singer. Duh. But that is so confident you should put out for yourself. You really take yourself seriously. I am a singer, nice to meet you. That's how you should take yourself seriously. When you really take this identity seriously, you also take your work seriously. If you just tell other people, oh, you know, I'm just a student, I work at so-and-so, I have a whatever. If you don't take yourself seriously as an artist, I'm not saying like you should act cocky and entitled. I'm just saying, take yourself professionally. You need to see this as a profession, not a hobby, and don't allow other people to tell you this is a hobby. Every time my mom, she would tell me, you know, you can just apply, you know, go to this master. It's very easy. You just need to apply. I was like, no, why should I do that? You know? And she said, you can do two things at the same time. I was like, no. And she said, oh, you know, like you can sing. That's a very good hobby. And you know how to make YouTube videos. That's a very good hobby. And you can just continue your hobby in the university. I was like, mom, you need to take me seriously because what I'm doing right now is not a hobby. Hello. So yeah. Ever since I started to show her all my singing videos, and especially not just covers, you guys, I have been writing songs since March, and every time I write a song, I always show her, and she really sees that I am taking singing and writing as something that is very seriously for me, and it's not just a hobby, it's something that I'm so passionate I will just do it for the rest of my life. She used to be a very like strict mom, you know, she's a Capricorn. She would be very controlling, and then you know about Asian moms, they're always like having really high expectation of you. If you're not Asian, I understand you're not gonna understand it, but she's still having this extremely high standard for me. It's very hard to please her. You know, she will try to hype me up, but it's not giving. She's not surprised at anything that I'm doing. when I started to make money, she's not surprised. She's just saying congratulations, but she's not impressed. Write a song, I send it to her, she would just tell me, oh, it's good. I'm just not really surprised that you can do this, you know? Really hurts me in a way. It's good that, yeah, I know my mom thinks I am talented and stuff, but eventually I got out of it. Like, I'm writing songs to express myself. I'm such a passionate person. When I love someone, I'm just, it's madness, you know? When I love someone, I just love so deep, and I have so many feelings. When I'm sad, I'm just really sad. There's no in between. Low key, there's no in between. It's usually, I don't have that numb feeling. It was like last year when I was in France, I was feeling really numb because I know I should be feeling happy, but I'm not feeling that because I'm not doing the things I actually love. That makes me feel this disconnection with my life and my dream life. I'm such a passionate person. Every time I feel something, it's just very intense. And for me, it's very therapeutic to write songs, to help me to heal, to help me to express my feelings, no matter it's good or bad. It's just something that really helps me and helps other people as well. When I make a cover, I always feel like, you know, I hope that could heal someone. I hope that could make someone feel better, like how it helped me. You know, just journaling, writing, and everything is such a good way to help me got out of that creative block, because this is such a long journey, you guys. I started to write my own songs this March, and it's been 6 months. It's crazy. It's been 6 months. I learned so much from this process. Mom would always say, oh, you know, like, nobody in our family knows music. Nobody in our family wants to be a rock star, but you do. So that must mean something. And I was like, yeah, that's because I'm meant to be that person in our family. You know, so I want to tell you, it's the same for you. When you want something really bad, that means you can get it, because you're not gonna fantasize about something that is impossible for you. That's just impossible. So I'm just gonna tell you about something very personal. I'm also a tarot reader, and I know my soulmate is a musician, and that realization really like blowing me away, because I just feel like we could create so much things together, because I am a singer, right? And I always wanted to find, you know, someone that can create artwork with, you know, like Beyonce and Jay-Z. I always want to be a pop star, but I happen to be talented at singing. I'm not gonna say, oh, I'm extremely, no, I'm not saying I'm the best singer in the world. I'm just starting, but I have been singing for years, and I love that. It's my passion. Like, imagine I want to be a singer so bad, but I have no fucking rhythm, but I have, you know, no sound. Imagine my dream is to become a pop star, but I don't know how to sing. You know, how is that possible? I always wanted to create, which is making music together. Always want that with someone. I'm happen to be a musician. Like, how are you going to dream about desire that you cannot have? You know, I can have it because I am a singer. It's possible for me to create music with somebody else. I hope you understand this. You know, if you always want to be a painter, you can paint. Other people don't want that. They can paint, and they don't want that. But if you want something, that means you have the ability to get it out. You have the ability to go there. That means you're not just, you know, fantasize about it. It's not nonsense. It definitely means something. If you want something, you can have it. Remember, my mom was like very strict. She doesn't allow me to do anything. She doesn't allow me to be a musician. But eventually now I finally have her support, and that really proved that circumstance doesn't matter. You don't need to convince somebody else to conform to your desire. You don't need to force them. You don't need to try to force the reality. You don't need to force the 3D. You just need to keep showing up as the person that you are. I keep showing up as the singer that I am. I keep showing my mom, hey mom, I wrote this song in 3 hours. Hey mom, this is my mixtape. Hey mom, I mastered the song myself. Hey mom, I did this. And she keep like, I wasn't even trying to convince her. I just like showing her the work. And she knows nothing about music, but she's, you know, starting to really see that I wasn't just talking. Because I used to getting really passionate about things, but I just never can stick to it. And she knows that about me, so she didn't really take me seriously when I say, oh, I want to actually pursue music. She just, see it as a joke. She just see it as a hobby. And she's like, oh, you can write a song, great, like another hobby, da da da. But I just keep persisting in who I am, not only in manifestation, but this is just an example. My mom was the toughest cookie, but it's just now she bought this little robot filming arm for me. She, bought device for me. She's putting money to support my career, and she even said, oh, I'm gonna hire a vocal coach for you. She was like, she's the person that told me to film more TikTok. She said, oh, you're a singer now, you need a team, whatever. I didn't convince her. I didn't tell her mom I need a team. She would just tell me to shut the fuck up. But I didn't try to convince her. I convinced her by my actions, by the result. And this is your sign that you don't need anyone's permission to be the rock star that you are. Just keep showing up, and the 3D will change for you. The opportunity will find you. Even though, for me, you can see from my channel right now, I only uploaded a few covers on this channel. It really doesn't bother me because for me, I'm not trying to get attentions. I'm not trying to blow up. I'm not trying to get famous. In my head, I'm already famous. In my head, I'm already that girl. In my head, I already know who I am. I don't need outside validation because I already have validation. And that is a state that will help you to quantum jump into your dream life. Stop seeking validation from certain people because you already have validation. You're functioning from abundance, not from lack. So I remember I was always trying to find evidence in 3D. I was always trying to, like, oh, let me just post this TikTok to see if that blow up. No, I don't. I just set intention before. It was a TikTok on my, it was an old TikTok of mine, and it got 1 million views. It's very stupid. It's just me, like, editing my photo as a guy, and then it's like, oh, would you date the male version of you? I was like, duh, of course. And that video went viral. So random, like, I feel like I always know when a video will go viral. Right now, flopping era doesn't scare me anymore because it's just, you're documenting, you're documenting your growth. It's just, you're literally showing people how you did it by keep showing up, by keep being who you are. And you are allowing other people to see progress, and that's good. And if you are my old friend since 2023, then hi, look at us. We bestie so hard. It's been 2 years and we both evolved so much. It's just, right now I'm just extremely proud of myself because I finally stopped running away from what I really want. And if you're also doing that, stop settling for your secondary dreams. I used to do that all the time. I used to settle for animation because I thought I would never be a superstar. But then I realized, okay, I want to live once. So what if I fail? And you cannot really fail, You cannot really fail if you don't give up. Like, define failing. You never know when your next video is going to turn your life around. And even if you don't get any views online, it's just portfolio, You're preparing for a bigger opportunity right now. And you are being this inspiration for other people. You're showing other people how did you achieve this, because a lot of people want the same dream as you. And that's very important. You're helping other people by showing up as the true authentic self by doing the things you love. Your mindset while doing the actions are very important. That really decide how are you going to, manifest your success. If you pose in a mindset of like, okay, I need to prove myself, I need to, like get something out of it, then you're still not in that stage. Because if you're already rich and famous, like, you wouldn't care about how many people like your post. You wouldn't care about how many people like watch your videos. You just post because you want to post. You just post because that heals yourself. You just post because you care about other people. You're posting for other reasons. You're posting because this is your job. You're showing up as the version that you want to become. You're already that person, and you cannot, think in the opposite. How many views you got is just really a 3D things. It's just a reflection. It's just an echo. You don't really need to fuck with it. You don't really allow it to affect you, because it's not that, oh, I fell, I flop. It's just, circumstances matter. Ignore it. You keep doing the things, and your 3D will just catch up in a matter of time. Don't stress about that. I used to stress about it so much. I was like, oh my god, I failed. Oh my god, nobody likes it. Oh my god, did I do something wrong? No, like, You are telling the 3D who you are by showing up frequently. You are telling the universe who you want to become. You're selecting a new reality by showing up as the person that you want to become. And then eventually you are already that person. And then you're just waiting for the 3D to give you the evidence that you are. But you are already that person before you actually become that person in 3D. So yeah, that's all I want to say today. It's just my mom, she really becomes supportive towards me because I keep showing up as a singer. You just tell the 3D who you are by keep selecting. By keep thinking as the person that you want to be. By keep acting like the person that you want to be. And that's it. Like, I don't understand why so many, like, YouTubers right now, they're, like, capitalizing on universal law to try to sell you a course when there's nothing to learn. You always learn how to manifest. I don't even like the word manifest. It's just the universal law. You become who you want to become, and then you become who you want to become. You cannot experience something that you're not, so you need to become it now. You know, you cannot experience something that you're not. You cannot experience something that you don't have. That's why you need to become it, you know? I think delusion is such a bad word, but you are consciously selecting a new reality by become the person. You are already that it girl, you are already that pop star, you are already that supermodel, and stop saying that you're not. Like, stop saying that, oh, I'm still trying my business, oh, it's getting there, oh my god, my video is flopping. No, like, you're already famous. Okay, in 45 days you're already famous. You don't need the validation from 3D. Because you decide. Like, it's literally you decide. Okay, so my name is Yami, and if you guys want to hear me talk more about manifestation and, you know, like, just art motivation, just keeping up with me.